just tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Leanne Duvalier. Um, I'm an advocate for mental health. Also, that is my occupation. I am a therapist. I specialize in treating anxiety, ADHD in kids, and also depression and self-esteem issues, in teens. So I do think that is the age where a lot of low self-esteem issues start to develop. So if we can catch those issues, at that time, hopefully we can resolve it before they become adults and it just snowballs into something that's bigger. So that's my hopes. And I do, as you can see, my background. I mean, I'm sorry, not my background. You have my background in the back of me. I am the owner of the Valier Consulting Services LLC. As you notice, it does say consulting services and not counseling services. And that's only because even though my main specialty is therapeutic services, I do, well, not I, but my company also offers groups. So we do offer groups for teens, groups for kids, and coming soon, groups for adults dealing with depression and anxiety issues. So and also I will be doing some how-to videos as well from time to time. So that's why my company is named Consulting instead of Counseling, because even though it's counseling the main specialty, we will venture out to other things as well, similar things. So let me see what else. So let's see. I already shared the name of my company, and if you wanted to visit my website, we do offer 30-minute free consultations for you just to see if you think we would be a good fit. So if you wanted to schedule you a 30-minute free consultation, you can always reach us at Duvalier Consulting Services.com. That's DUVALIERCONSULTING services.com. So, and you can always send me a message on whatever platform you send me on as well. So, I still have a few minutes. I'm watching the clock. I don't even know why I came on knowing that I have a limited amount of time, but it's okay because we have, we're doing this. So, I have made a video. I made a nice video for you all last night. It was talking about mobile MCTs, or which are named mobile crisis teams, that will, in a perfect life, replace police um, when a person is having a mental health crisis. So they are in the process of, well, they have already developed the MCTs. They're here, but they're in the process of making it available for every city and every state. So, and mo- MCTs, what they do is, I know you heard a lot about how a person may have been in a mental health crisis state, right? And then the police comes out, they're not thoroughly trained in mental health issues, and a tragedy sometimes occurs, right? Because the police had no way of knowing that this person was dealing with mental. So, and I do apologize. It's my dogs in the back. As you can hear, they bark at every single noise, and I'm live, so I can't do much about it. Next time, I will make sure they're outside the door. So, okay, so let me get back to what I was saying. Let me at least get this point across before I end. So, MCTs or are they? The goal is to replace police when coming to a site of a person that is having an active mental health crisis. So, and the other main point I want to get across to you is, if you know someone that's having a mental health crisis, or if your family member is having a mental health crisis, or you run right across the scene and it's evident that the person is having a mental health crisis, instead of calling 911, they have a new number. It's called 988. Once you call 988, this calls out that MCT team, which is the mobile crisis team. They are called out to assess the scene to make sure that this is uh, mental health crisis. And if so, at that time, the person is then screened for assessed for um, resources in the community. So instead of that person, so it's like three different things that the person was basically saved from. So the person it would then receive resources from the community, right? Because the police having to instead of the police having to deal with this situation, which they may or may not be thoroughly trained in, which is mental health, they do have a specific team, the MCT, and the MCT will assess the person, and if deemed they are indeed going through this type of crisis, they will receive resources from the community. They will receive on the spot counseling, and it's just a better look for the person, I think, because I mean, hey, let's face it, this could happen to any one of us. And who wants to be in fear just because, you're having some type of mental health crisis and next thing you know, you have to fear for your life as well. So, but the biggest takeaway from this is to always remember if to call 988 instead of 911 because if you call 911, the police is coming out and hopefully you get someone that's trained in mental health on the scene so they would readily um, know that that's what the person is going through. But it's not a guarantee because police do not go to school to deal with mental health issues. So it's not a guarantee that they would know. But if you're calling these MCTs out, the mobile crisis team, they have been trained in dealing with mental health issues, so they would know right away. So, for example, if I was a part of an MCT, which I am a trained therapist, so I would, if I was on the scene, I would be able to recognize that yes, indeed, this person is going through this mental health um, crisis. So that would allow, instead of that person going to jail, which is no need for them to be in jail, right? Because they're having an issue right now. They need assistance and they need it right away. So that person would not go to jail. They would receive resources in the community, and and even more, even more so, they would receive services right on the spot. So they would receive that crisis stabilization right on the spot, and also um, to come, they would also receive um, other resources in the community. So I have about 5 minutes, give or take, and I just want to share the article. I thought it was so interesting because I know it has been a lot of talk about, how could we make it so that instead of the police arriving at a scene all by themselves, because don't get it wrong, the police would still come to the scene, but it was just the MCTs also. So instead of the police just arriving to the scene, there would be a team now. So and it has been a lot of talk about that. How could we resolve this type of thing from happening, where a person is a lot of times even losing their life because the people like I said, police they're just not thoroughly trained in mental health. So in the best case scenario, they do understand mental health, and so they would be able to help the person. But the worst case scenario is that the police feel threatened and they end up killing a person. So this is a very big thing. So I just want to share the article right quick. So I'm gonna try something new. I'm gonna try to share my screen. Hopefully I'm not doing too much here because I'm still new to this. So I just want to share the article. Let's see. Okay, I will attempt to share this article. Let's see. And this is a very good article. Let's see. Okay, so let me go back. Here it goes. I have the article right here. Let me see. I'm trying to find it. And I won't have time to go into the whole article. I only have a few minutes, but I will try to touch on some of it if I can find it. I see it's share right here, but I don't see it on the screen. Okay, let's see. All right. I'm trying. Let me see. I don't know why this is not. I see it on the side right here. This is just this learning curve. I told y'all this is all new to me, so I don't know why I'm not able to actually show this. So I'm not sure if you can see this. I'm just gonna go in and I'll go more into detail on this article. This article is from NAMI, NAMI.org. The author is Hannah Wasileski. Um, and it's basically just talking about providing an alternative to law enforcement for mental health crisis. So the biggest thing I want to point out is basically for instead of calling 911 for mental health crisis, it's now been recommended that you call 988. That number will become available July 2022. So I will go more into detail. So when I come back live, maybe later on tonight, we'll talk about that more. So please be here if you want to hear more about that. And I just want to the topic of my this discussion and all future discussions will be based on mental health. So we're going to talk about mental health. We're not gonna be embarrassed about our mental health. We're gonna get our mental health together. We're gonna talk about it. We're all human, so at times we might not feel 100%, right? So this is going to be that platform where you can come, be comfortable, get some information. I am a trained therapist, like I mentioned earlier. I do have my master's in mental health counseling. I am collecting hours to be licensed. So I am licensed with the state, but to just have, be that licensed clinical mental health counselor. So I am a trained therapist. So this is going to be the place we just come and talk about all of it. We might talk about articles like we just did today. We might talk about diagnosis, symptoms, coping skills. It's just no telling what we might talk about in the day. So hopefully this came across clear. Like I said, this is hopefully my first successful screening. I've been trying for a while. So hopefully the third time is a charm, but it was nice talking to you all, and I hope you enjoy my video, and I'll see you on the next recording.